The plan is to get our drill permit updated and approved. We've got an existing permit there, and we just need to make some changes to it to account for some of the different approaches in our next exploration program. And then it'll be essentially getting on the ground, getting the drill rig out, and starting.
GTI Energy has announced plans to move forward with drilling to upgrade and expand its Loherma uranium project in Wyoming, over in the States. And joining me now to discuss this is GTI Energy's Managing Director, Bruce Lane. Bruce, how important is this for Loherma?
Yeah, hi, Howard. Look, it's really important for us. We've done a lot of work to get to a scoping study, and look, what we were trying to do with our scoping study is demonstrate the baseline economics of the project, and for us just to be absolutely sure that the next round of investment in the project was justified. And our scoping study gave us a really good outcome. We're delighted with the results of that. We haven't been able to publish the financial and production targets on ASX because we've still got a reasonable amount of inferred resources in our study. But that's what this next round of drilling was always planned to address in any case. So it hasn't changed our plans. It's actually just given us lots more confidence that this is the right thing for us to do. And so we're in the process of just finalising those exploration plans or drilling plans for the summer season in Wyoming.
10 new reactors are set to be built by 2030 under Trump's administration over in the US. Now, that's massive news. How important is this for GTI Energy?
I think it's very important for GTI Energy and all of the uranium producers and everybody involved in the nuclear business in the US. We've been heading towards this point of getting new gigawatt scale reactors built in the US because there hasn't been one built since the Vogtle plant, which was a high profile kind of problematic build. But what the administration's done is said we're going to build 10. They're talking at the moment with Westinghouse, who have the AP1000, which is the approved reactor design, which can be built in the US. And it looks pretty clear that they're getting organised to actually do this. And just to give a perspective on it, the US has 94 reactors or thereabouts operating in the US. So this would increase the number of reactors by around 10%. And now, whilst that doesn't sound like a huge percentage, every reactor that gets started needs 3 times its annual fuel load to get started. So these reactors need about £500,000 a year. So in that first year, you need about £1.5 million to get them going. At the moment, the US consumes somewhere close to £50 million a year. So and only produces domestically around £1 million a year or less. So as you can see, this is going to increase the demand for uranium in the US quite significantly in the near term, at a time when everybody else on the planet is trying to build reactors and get a hold of demand of uranium. So we think it's the final shoe to drop, I guess, on the demand story for uranium in the US. And really, we'll be keeping a very close eye on uranium price as we go forward, because we think there'll be a uranium price response, soon.
It's quite an exciting time, Bruce, especially with all those changes happening over in the US. And investors would definitely want to know, what is next for GTI Energy? What can they expect over the coming months?
Yeah, so the plan is to get our drill permit updated and approved. We've got an existing permit there, and we just need to make some changes to it to account for some of the different approaches in our next exploration program. And then it'll be essentially getting on the ground, getting the drill rig out, and starting drilling. So we're doing 2 things in the program. One is to upgrade some of the current inferred resources to indicated level. And then in addition to that, we've got quite a significant exploration target at the project, and we think we can grow the size of the project. So we've got a sort of a rough target of getting it to at least £10 million in total, and bringing as much as we can of that resource into indicated. It's about 30% indicated at the moment, so we look to push that north past 50% indicated. And then we'll be in a position to have a larger project with a higher degree of confidence. We'll collect more water data, more metallurgical data, and that should put us in a really good position by the end of the year.
Awesome. Bruce Lane, thank you so much for your time.
Great, good to be with you.